Yo! Before I start, I just want to say thank you for helping me reach over 100 subscribers. And thank you for the wonderful feedback on my latest video. It did so amazingly. Here is another storytime reaction video from me. Enjoy! My Story Animated, a channel that has improved in quality in terms of animation, but remains to have the wackiest stories imaginable. Reaction videos to their stories were popular several years ago, and I am here to bring that trend back. Kind of. I don't know how many more of these videos I will make, but I'll see depending on how well this video will do. I have chosen 2 stories again, like I did with my previous video. The first one I'll be reacting to is called I Decided to Become a Nice Person, My Incredible Journey. Alright, apparently it took this person an incredible journey to become a nice person. They probably were hella traumatized before.
Hi everyone, my name is Hope. That winter, when I was in 5th grade, the world turned all white with snow. Our classroom was cozy.
I would never feel cozy in school during the winter. I would just want to get out.
But one day, the principal brought in a new girl named Maya. She seemed shy and wore old clothes. Our teacher, Miss Albert, asked us to welcome her, but most of us stayed quiet.
Why is that actually realistic? I always hated it when movies showed the new people getting instantly welcomed, because that was almost never the case.
Best friends were Kendra and Sophie. We whispered secrets and giggled together. Maya tried to join us once with her toys, but we said no.
It's okay. I wouldn't want to play with that either.
As days passed, we whispered and laughed about Maya's old clothes and strange toys.
Hey, I see what you did there, MSA. Y'all got very inspired by Sid, weren't you? But also, if I was looking at this from the outside, I think I would have purposely hanged out with Maya because that would have intrigued me.
As spring arrived, Maya wore a pretty dress, but it looked like someone else's. We called her Never Knew and laughed again.
What does that even mean?
One day, she jumped rope alone, not looking at us. This time, she didn't ask us if we wanted to play with her. She jumped and jumped and jumped until we went back inside. Then one day, Maya didn't come to school.
She seems so dedicated, even jumping during rainfall. I can respect that. Why are her toys still there then? I would never want to leave anything at school if I wouldn't be there.
In class that morning, we talked about kindness. Miss Albert placed a big bowl on her desk and filled it with water. We all gathered around and watched her drop a small stone into it. Tiny waves spread out from the stone.
This is what kindness is like. Every little act we do sends ripples into the world.
Thing is, Miss Albert, we already learned about kindness since the time we gained consciousness. It's just that some don't care enough. Which is a very sad thought, but at least there are others who are kind and who we can hang out with.
Miss Albert let each of us drop a stone in while sharing our kind deeds. Joseph had helped his grandmother. Kendra changed her baby brother's diaper.
Ew, what the heck, MSA? I did not want to see that.
Even Andrew, the bully, had done something nice by carrying the teacher's books upstairs.
Well, I guess he did carry them upstairs, technically speaking.
I stood there, holding Miss Albert's rock, but I couldn't think of anything to share. I passed the stone on.
Oh, come on, man. You could have lied about something. I helped someone cross the street. I helped someone with their homework. I helped someone new in a game. I tipped the workers when I ordered food. The possibilities are endless.
Maya didn't come to school the next day or the day after that. Every morning, I walked to school slowly, hoping today would be the day Maya returned and smiled at me.
The Why would she smile at you? Does she really expect someone to smile at her if she bullied them? That's some backwards thinking right there.
Day, as I walked home alone from school, I noticed a boy standing on the corner, looking lost and confused. Hey, are you okay?
I think I'm lost. I can't find my way home.
I thought about what Miss Albert had taught us about kindness, so I decided to help. You know what? You can come with me to my house, and we'll figure it out from there.
This seems like a bit of a dangerous situation. Why not lend him your cell phone to call his parents, or lead him to the police station? Or better yet, with Google Maps, it can show them the route to his place.
He followed me, and as we walked, we started chatting. I'm Hope, by the way.
I'm Jake. Nice to meet you, Hope.
He looked poor, and I thought my wealthy family would be thrilled to help someone in need.
He looked poor. He literally looks fine. What do you mean?
Jake and I entered the house while my parents were in the middle of an argument. They stopped immediately when they saw us. Hope, who is this? So, remember when I said I wanted to start being kind? Well, I found this boy who seemed lost and I thought we could help him find his way home. Are you out of your mind? What if he's a serial killer or someone dangerous? He's 12, Mom, and since you're overreacting, I'll take him to my room.
Well, I don't think he's a serial killer, but she does have a point.
I took his hand and led him upstairs to my bedroom. Mom was such a narcissist.
This is not narcissistic behavior, though. She was just looking out for her daughter. And also, she could have literally kicked him out right then and there, but she didn't. Doesn't seem too narcissistic to me.
Even though I was young, I could see right through her. Like this one time when I was 6, I was excited for Take Your Child to Work Day. I thought Mom would show me off at her big office. But nope, she was too busy shining like a star with her work friends. I tried to keep up with her, but she didn't even look at me. It was like I was invisible. Then at lunch, while I was alone munching on a cheese sandwich, I overheard her. Her boss said she was great at her job, and she told him, "Kids would just get in my way."
Okay, now that's a good example of narcissistic behavior.
Ouch, that stung. I was sitting right there, and she acted like I didn't exist.
Ma'am, why have them then?
It hit me hard.
No, I don't want to lick your nasty finger.
If she wasn't gonna act like my mom, I wasn't gonna treat her like one. But in my bedroom, Jake had a point.
Not to be rude, but aren't you being a bit mean to your mom?
Wait, I thought she was trying to help him figure out a way home, not have him just chill and play video games.
Even though you're trying to be kinder?
Well, zip it, or I'll beat you in the next game. Now, pass me the PlayStation controller. Game on! And just like that, Jake and I hit it off. He was new in town and didn't have much. That's why he was lost that day.
How does that make any sense?
Mom didn't like us hanging out, but I didn't let that bother me. Life was more fun with Jake, and I felt like I was really becoming nicer.
Yeah, but I mean...
A few weeks later, I asked Dad if Jake could join my private school. Dad always called me his little princess and would do anything for me. So, he said yes.
I guess he literally just became her non-related brother.
Well, my best friends Kendra and Sophie hadn't changed one bit. They were still pretty mean.
Hey, I like SpongeBob. If someone called me SpongeBob, I would have been like, "Good morning, Squidward." The looks on their faces would have been weird for sure.
I kept Jake a secret from them for the last few months. Jake and I agreed to act like strangers at school until I figured things out and felt brave enough to be his friend openly.
This is not going to end well.
Look at that hottie over there. He looks poor, but God, I'd pay him to be my boyfriend. Yeah, let's pay him together. We can share him.
What the f*** is this? Y'all are only 12. And also, why do you have a credit card at school? That's just weird.
You're hilarious. But seriously, just leave Jake out of your games.
Wait, how do you know his name?
I overheard a teacher say it, but really, just leave him be.
She's not doing a good job of pretending that they're strangers.
For the next few days, Kendra and Sophie became interested in Jake. They wanted him to be their friend, but they had a different plan in mind. They offered him money to run errands and do things for them.
You know what, though? As hecked up as that sounds, that's free money right there. What could 12-year-olds possibly need besides Starbucks and their homework done? Especially if they'd pay enough.
I tried to warn Jake that he was worth more than being used like that, but he didn't listen. He said,
If you want me to stop helping them, you'll have to tell them that we're friends.
I didn't know what to say to that. I wasn't ready to ruin my image by having a poor friend, especially because Kendra and Sophie wouldn't stop laughing at me.
I get that this stuff seems like it matters at 12, but seriously, it won't make much of a difference. You're still rich!
They started giving him more money, and he became somewhat distant. I missed my friend. Then one day, I saw Jake holding their coats and acting like a servant. I'd had enough. I approached him and dragged him aside. Why are you acting like this? Don't you have any dignity? You want money? Fine, I'll give you money. Just stop hanging out with them.
It's good money, hun. And you have no dignity yourself because if you did, you wouldn't be embarrassed to publicly be his friend.
Well, I don't mind helping the prettiest and most popular girls in school. Everyone now respects me and thinks I'm cool. And also, I don't know why, but you act like you're better than them.
Well, I am.
You'd rather see them treating me like this than standing up for your friend because you're too ashamed to have someone like me as a friend. How does that make you better than them?
The way he talks sounds so off-putting, but putting that aside, it really doesn't make her better than them.
At least they're nice to their parents, while you're rude to your mom and take advantage of your sweet dad. You never show him any love.
Wait, what? Am I missing something? We only saw, like, one interaction with her dad, which I don't think was outright her using him, and with her mom, it's clear that she doesn't love her daughter enough, so why would she have to be nice?
To make things worse, that night, my mom came to my room and said, "Hey, Hope, I wanted to let you know that I've decided to divorce your dad.
I've packed my things and I'm leaving in the morning. I came to ask if you wanted to come and live with me."
Although I already know what you'll say. Yeah, since you already know,
Please leave and close the door behind you.
Okay, that was a very direct and short way of saying it.
I took a deep breath and decided I was gonna take matters into my own hands. Tomorrow, I was gonna teach all these jerks a lesson. The moment I saw Jake the next morning, I said, "I'm gonna ask my dad to stop paying for your school if you don't stop hanging out with Kendra and Sophie. How about that?"
Yeah, cool. I'll ask Kendra and Sophie to help. They'd love to. Now please go away. I have some things to do.
Boy, you stupid as hell if you think they would pay for your private school. And also, the way he speaks is so AI-like.
Like licking Kendra's shoes, for example. Suddenly, Jake looked at me with angry eyes and a stern expression. He held my shoulders and pushed me back slightly.
Listen, Hope, you need to understand that you're acting like a bully, even if you don't see it. Threatening your friend to do things that only benefit you is selfish and wrong.
What? Huh?
I appreciate everything you've done for me, but for now, please don't talk to me. Whenever you see me, just look the other way. I hope you have a good life, Hope.
I don't know what to make of this conversation. They're just both stupid. That's all I'll say.
I stood there in shock, then rushed to the bathroom to let out my feelings. When I got there, I found Kendra and Sophie laughing and chatting. In a moment of frustration, I said, "Listen, you two, you need to stop treating Jake like he's here to do your commands."
Whoa, calm down, girl. We don't treat him like that at all.
He's just a nice guy who offers to help.
But you pay him.
Yeah, so what? If you have a friend who has less money than you and could use some help, why not?
Oh, come on. We all know you're not exactly the nicest people.
Yeah, we're not denying that, but at least we're not ashamed to be seen with a less fortunate friend in public, unlike you.
How did you even know that Jake was my friend?
Well, it's pretty obvious that you care about Jake. We even think you have a crush on him.
Yeah, just be nice to the person you like. I know it can be hard for you, but look at us. We can do it.
If being nice to a friend means treating them like a servant, then I'll pass on that kind of advice from people like you.
Why can't we just treat people normally and not be ashamed of them at the same time?
Weeks passed, and I stopped talking to Jake, Kendra, Sophie, and my mom. Although Mom hadn't stopped messaging me and inviting me to her house, I ignored her. One day, I woke up super sick and couldn't go to school for 4 days. No one asked about me or missed me. I felt very sad and vulnerable.
I get that, but I'm sure your dad cared, as we can clearly see.
I went to Miss Albert's house. She looked surprised to see me. I told her everything. I don't get it. I wanted to be kind. I helped a person in need, but they chose to be with someone mean, and when I tried to warn them, they told me to buzz off.
Hold up. Have you ever visited your teacher's home? Because I haven't. That's just weird to me.
Now the mean people are the ones who are giving me advice to be a kind person. How exactly did that happen?
Honey, you helped a person in need, and it's a good thing.
Is she like a therapist too, or...
But you want to help them on your own terms only, and this isn't how kindness works. Sometimes you have to go out of your way to help others.
That's good advice, I guess, but like...
Remember that there's goodness in everyone, even if you think they aren't nice. We're human beings. We have goodness and evilness, and the best of us are the ones who can control their evilness when it's most called for.
Pretty unrealistic too.
Next morning, I entered the classroom and excused my teacher to say something. I just want to say I'm sorry to Jake. He's a good guy, and I'm honored to be his friend.
Aw, that's nice. At least she did something right.
Jake smiled warmly at me, and I could see the relief in his eyes.
Your mom's been texting me and asking me about you. She doesn't know we weren't talking, obviously. Want to go to her place after school? I'd love to go with you.
I smiled and nodded my head.
What's with the mom being brought up? She doesn't care about Hope enough. She cared more about work. Why was there such a push from Jake to have her visit her mom? Why not push her to hang out more with her dad, who actually took care of her during her time of need? Well, I guess that was the first story. It was very weird. I didn't really like anyone besides the dad. Kendra and Sophie were at least consistent with how they acted. Jake was very weird, and Hope was just quite dumb at times. Trust me, kids, popularity in middle school doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter in high school, but even more so it doesn't matter in middle school. Now then, I hope the second story will be better. It's called What I Saw on My BF Phone is Insane. Let's see just how insane that thing will be.
Hi, my name is Natalie, and I fell in love with a monster.
Oh my, an interesting hook.
I never really meant to fall in love at all. In fact, I was absolutely against it. I'd just gotten out of a bad relationship with my ex, who dated 5 girls behind my back.
Yikes. Yeah, don't date people like that, guys, unless you don't care about such stuff.
And when I confronted him about it, he had the nerve to blame me.
I just needed some attention, and you were never there.
I live 2 houses down from you. If you were lonely, you should have just come over or called.
That's too much work, and you know I...
Talking on the phone?
And hanging out at your house
It's so boring.
Okay, you can just go off then, why don't you?
Dumped that idiot and tried dating other guys, but that didn't work out. It felt like I was kissing a bunch of frogs. They were either too stupid, too vain, or just plain jerks.
Good. Those people really need to get their egos checked.
On my 16th birthday, I decided to stay away from boys and focus on school instead.
16th. 16th? You're telling me this is all during high school? Girl, just don't date. You really don't need to rush.
I had dreams of following in my parents' footsteps and becoming a famous architect. But then I met Sam, and he ruined my life. Sam was a star football player with a cocky attitude.
Yeah, no thank you.
Sam sat next to me in science class, and every day he'd wink at me with this dumb grin on his face, but I ignored him. He wasn't my type.
Not even that. That's just weirdo behavior. Guys, please don't do this.
Anyway, one time during a science test, I caught Sam copying my answers. Hey, jerkface, stop cheating.
Get over yourself. I'm smarter than you. I dropped my pencil on the floor and I was picking it up.
Hence why you're cheating. Right.
Suddenly, the teacher popped up out of nowhere and started screaming like a maniac. She snatched our tests, gave us a big fat F, and sent us both straight to detention.
Ma'am, please calm down.
After detention, Sam caught up to me, and I was mad as a wet cat.
I'm really sorry.
Leave me alone. You've done enough damage.
I didn't mean to get us in trouble. I really did drop my pencil. I'll make it up to you, I swear.
Are we just forgetting the fact that you also said, I'm much smarter than you, too?
But the next day, Sam convinced the teacher to let us work on a special project after school so we could get extra credit.
Sina, it's all good. I told you I'd make this right.
Why is he touching her already, though?
It's the least you could do. You're the one who got us into this mess.
I'll take that as a thank you. Besides, you're the lucky one. You get to spend time with me and my biceps.
He started flexing his muscles like he was in a bodybuilding competition. Then he pulled out his phone and took a selfie.
Guys, really? Please don't do this. I'm sure most of you are smart enough not to, but seriously, big turn off.
He gave me his number, winked at me, and then walked away. So annoying. Sam and I met after school to work on our project, and to my surprise, he was actually really smart. And I tried to fight it, but I started to develop a huge crush.
Girl, what? How could you be annoyed with him 1 minute and then just find him hot the other minute? I don't understand.
One time, his finger brushed against mine, and I swear there was a spark. Before I knew it, we were holding hands, and we went from talking about atoms and electrons to kissing. And man, that kiss was amazing. After that, we were inseparable.
I'm not anti-romance, but this is just so cringy to me. Probably just because he has such a big ego, and also she said, "No boys."
We couldn't get enough of each other. We finished each other's sentences. Soon, we were madly in love. An epic love like you read about in fairy tales.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you hear of how wonderful
High school relationships can be.
Life was perfect, but then everything changed.
And look, I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. It's just that many of us at that age are or were just not mature enough for them. And that's fine.
Suddenly, Sam stopped meeting me after class. He stopped answering my texts and funny memes. I figured he was busy, so I gave him some space. Then I heard he quit the football team.
Definitely something happened in his life. I can 90% bet on that.
I got really worried, so I asked him about it.
I'm fine. It's nothing.
Then one day, he stopped showing up in school. I went by his house, but it was empty, with a for sale sign outside. I asked the neighbors what happened, and they told me that Sam and his parents left in the middle of the night.
Probably him moving put too much stress in his life. Moving in general can be stressful.
I tried everything to reach Sam. I was so confused and worried. Then one day, he DM'd me from his Insta. He told me he wanted to break up, suggested that I move on with my life, and then blocked me.
Wait. Let's read the messages real quick. I lose interest in our relationship. I don't love you anymore. I think it's best to part our ways and start new away from each other. Oop, looks like he met someone new in another area.
I was completely devastated. I couldn't imagine life without Sam, and I couldn't understand why he'd do this to me.
I mean, if he had to move away, I can definitely understand. How would he be able to see her or do stuff with her, especially if he moved away far?
My best friend Shelly came to my rescue. She brought me ice cream, chocolate cake, and we watched dozens of MSA videos. Slowly, I started to feel better.
Sure, that's one way to entertain yourself, I guess. What a good friend though, for real.
But every time I saw something that reminded me of Sam, I burst into tears. It's been 6 months. It's time for you to move on. But there's no me without Sam. We're two peas in a pod.
Two halves of one heart. I can't live with half a heart, Shelly. I'm only human.
Girl, I promise you, you'll find someone eventually. Don't focus on your ex, please.
Shelly grabbed all my pictures and gifts from Sam and tossed them into a shoebox. What are you doing? I'm giving you your freedom back. Sam's long gone. It's time for you to move on. Shelly was right. They were just things, and they only made me sad. Shelly put all Sam's stuff in the fireplace. We burned them and roasted marshmallows.
Yo, that's a pretty fun activity, not going to lie. Give me them marshmallows.
I even graduated from high school at the top of my class. Shelly and I applied to our dream college, and we both got in.
That's awesome. See? No need of Sam to be able to accomplish great things.
During our first week there, Shelly and I went to this cool college party, and this boy named Roger asked me to dance. I'm not much of a dancer.
I'm not either. Don't worry about it. Just follow my lead.
Roger pulled me to the dance floor, and we danced the night away. Though we both looked like a pair of crazy chickens stomping our feet and shaking our butts.
Not going to lie, I know movies and shows make fun of people who dance poorly, but in real life, any kind of dancing tends to be cheered on. That's what I've noticed, at least.
Roger wasn't the hottest boy around, but he certainly had confidence and charm.
Okay, that's good at least. Good qualities.
One day you're gonna marry me.
Boy, slow down there.
I hardly know you. Plus, I'm happily single.
As she's touching him romantic-like.
I'm going to chase you, treat you like a princess, and soon you'll be in love with me.
But Roger, you barely know her.
He brought me a bouquet of daisies.
I saw them and thought of you.
But I was allergic and I broke out in hives.
See? Tsk, tsk. If you knew her better, you would have known that.
A week later, he tried to cook for me at his place. I think something's burning.
It's not burning. Everything's fine.
Then the kitchen caught fire.
We all had that situation where we thought our food was fine, but it wasn't really.
He hung a banner from the roof of my dorm to wish me a happy birthday and almost fell off a ladder. He jumped on a stage at a nightclub to sing me a song and twisted his ankle. As I drove him to the emergency room, he asked me to be his girlfriend. Honestly, even though I didn't feel crazy sparks with him, it felt nice to be loved this way. He was a good guy, so I said yes.
No, if you don't feel the same way he does, don't accept. Now there will probably be problems again, and they would be her fault. It's okay to decline. I promise you.
One morning before work, I stopped at a coffee shop for breakfast. I'd just taken a huge bite of my scone when I looked up and saw Sam walk through the front door.
Of course.
My heart nearly stopped. I felt a surge of emotion I hadn't felt in a while. And then he spotted me.
Natalie?
I gulped down my scone in a hurry, and suddenly I was choking. I jumped out of my seat and started flapping my arms around like a wild bird, banging into customers and knocking coffee all over the place. Then suddenly, Sam rushed toward me and performed the Heimlich maneuver, and I spat out my scone. As I gasped for air and backed away from him, I slipped on some spilled coffee, hit my head, and everything went black.
What a wonderful situation to end up in, am I right? I would love to choke and then get a concussion from hitting my head on the floor.
Over an ex.
I woke up in a hospital bed and saw Roger and Shelley staring down at me.
I'm so happy you're okay, Gumdrop. I don't know what I would have done without you.
Gumdrop? That's new.
Thank goodness your friend Sam was there. The doctor said that he saved your life.
You met Sam? He was here at the hospital. He left 10 minutes ago.
Don't worry, Pumpkin. I invited him out to dinner tomorrow night. It's the least we could do. He saved your life.
Oh God, what a nightmare.
Roger hugged me tight. I smiled and pretended to be cool, but my stomach started turning backflips.
Girl, just tell him that you don't want to be there. It's that easy.
A couple of hours before dinner, I started freaking out.
Or not. She's making this so much worse for herself.
Shelley came over to calm me down. I can't do this. What's the big deal? You're over Sam, right? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Of course, the usual. I'm sure we know where this is headed.
What do you mean you're not sure? You've been with Roger for 2 years. I know, but when I saw Sam, all my feelings for him just don't even say it. That jerk broke your heart, remember? He didn't deserve you then, and he doesn't deserve you now. Shelley was right.
Sam was a heartless snake.
So he might have saved my life, but even monsters are nice at least one day out of the year, right?
It's also just a kind thing to do. It really didn't mean much in the grand scheme of things.
So I put on my fanciest dress and spent an hour on my makeup. I was gonna show Sam what he was missing.
Something tells me that he won't care, but we'll see.
When we got to the restaurant, I was surprised that Sam showed up with a girl named Tia, who he introduced as his girlfriend.
Told you, he moved on probably in a snap.
She looked like a supermodel, but she had the IQ of a rock. When Roger told Sam we were applying to graduate school, she said, "You don't need to go to graduate school to learn how to graduate."
Okay, she does have an IQ of a rock, it seems. How could one even learn how to graduate?
And I thought I was in the clear, but soon, Sam and Tia started showing up everywhere. I saw them at the coffee shop, Sam worked at my gym, and we both walked our dogs at the same park.
Sam, do you have a life? Following Natalie, aka Gumdrop, around is pretty lame of you. And also, talk about desperate too.
And the worst thing was that Roger loved going on double dates with Tia and Sam, and I hated it.
Tell Roger the truth. Oh my God, it's not that hard. Here, I'll do it for you. Hey Roger, you know Sam, right? Well, just so you know, he is an ex who broke my heart really bad, so I would prefer for us to avoid him. There, was that so hard?
My blood boiled when I saw them holding hands. I wanted to scream when Sam kissed her, and I wanted to cry when I saw Sam smile and look at Tia the way he used to look at me.
What is that face?
Then one day, I lost it. I called Sam and told him to meet me at a park on the other end of town where no one would see us.
Okay, what's with all the secrecy, Nat? I feel like we're in a spy movie.
Yeah, I mean, what is with the secrecy? Not like she's planning on getting back with him or anything.
Sam stepped toward me, and my stupid heart fluttered. I hadn't been that close to him in years. I could smell his cologne, and it brought back so many beautiful memories. Then suddenly, blazing hot rage coursed through my veins.
I hate you.
Look, I was in a bad place.
You made me fall in love with you, and then you broke my heart, and now that I've finally moved on, you weaseled your way back into my life to hurt me again.
No, that's not what I'm doing.
What are you doing then?
A monster! Leave me alone! I never want to see you again! I broke into tears, ran to my car, and drove off. But when I got home, I saw Roger at my door.
What's wrong, Cupcake?
What happened to Gumdrop? Not good enough?
I told Roger that I didn't want to go on any double dates with Sam and Tia anymore. I just wanted to focus on us.
Finally!
Of course, Sugar Bear. Whatever you want.
Roger, I swear to God, I can't with your names.
Then I kissed Roger, but all I could think about was Sam. When I pulled away, Roger had this strange look on his face. Then he got down on one knee.
I think I want to marry you.
Ah, no. This all will end in disaster.
I don't have a ring, but I can get one right away. Just tell me what you want, and I'll buy it. I want it perfect, just like our love.
I was overwhelmed and speechless.
Go be with your ex then, since you want him so bad.
I'm sorry, I have to go. I think I left the iron on. Let's talk tomorrow, okay?
What a lame excuse. You know, as much as Roger's cute names suck, I do feel bad for him. I'm not sure if Natalie ever loved him at all. She's just obsessed with Sam.
Okay, this is madness. You can't marry Roger if you're still in love with Sam. But you said he didn't deserve me, and you're right. He just came back to hurt me. And what he did the first time, that is unforgivable. Actually, that's not true. Ugh, I thought I wouldn't tell you because you were happy with Roger, but I can see that you're not, and I can't stay quiet anymore.
Actually, that does explain why she didn't seem too much against the dinner. I was wondering about that, but figured it was nothing at first.
Been volunteering at the hospital, and a few days ago, I spotted Sam leaving my uncle's examination room, who's an oncologist. I snuck in later and looked at Sam's file. I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
But go on.
Sam got really sick in high school. That's why he quit the football team. He was going through special treatment, but it wasn't working. So he and his parents moved away to enroll in a special treatment program. Now he's cured, but he still has to take medicines. I think Sam broke up with you because he didn't know if he was gonna survive it, and he couldn't bear to see you hurt. That's why he was a jerk. He wanted you to forget about him and move on.
Yeah, I don't know. If it were me, I'd rather know the whole truth so then I could remember him as a decent guy rather than an
My heart felt crushed hearing this, but he's moved on. He's dating Tia. They broke up yesterday. Now she's dating a movie star. I have to talk to Sam. What about Roger? I went straight to Roger's house and told him that I couldn't marry him.
But why, Sugar Plum?
You deserve someone better than me. I gave away my whole heart to someone else a really long time ago, and I never really got it back.
I'm so sorry.
Roger burst into tears, but he appreciated that I told him the truth.
He does deserve better, to be honest. He may be a bit cringy, but he deserves a girl who actually loves him and doesn't only think about her ex. Also, he took it so well.
I hopped in my car and drove to the gym where Sam worked and almost hit a truck as I swerved into the parking lot.
Calm down, he'll still be there. He'd rather you not die first.
I get it. You hate me. What else do you need to say?
I know what you did, and you're an idiot. A big, stupid idiot. Sam stared at me.
I'm sorry. I just didn't want to hurt you.
Well, you did that anyway.
That's the thing. It hurts more because it's a lie. The truth may hurt more for a period of time, but eventually you come to appreciate it way more.
I threw my arms around him and held on tight as he hugged me back. You never let me go.
I mean, that's debatable.
I think I can do that.
You know what though? Since they're both so chaotic, maybe they're meant for each other. Sure would suck if they'd break up though. Again. Alright, that was 2 more story reactions for y'all. I just have to say, straight off the bat, the second story was way better. The animation and art style were quite decent, and the plot at least had more substance than the first story. The first story was just way too wacky, even for me. I sympathized with the dad in the first story, and Roger in the second, though Roger was a bit weird himself. The title for the first story matched way better than the second story. The second story's one is completely different from what actually happened, with the thumbnail being wildly different as well. I would say the first story's title is pretty accurate besides the fact that they write, "My incredible journey." There was nothing incredible about it. It was strange. And what the heck is going on in the thumbnail? Why is there a girl randomly stranded in the ocean or sea or whatever? Ay, typical MSA stuff. I don't necessarily dislike what they're doing. They sure know how to catch people's attentions. And with that, thank you for watching if you made it this far. If you liked what I had to offer, you may go ahead and subscribe and like this video too. It makes me really happy to see that this content is enjoyed by others. Let me know if you have any video suggestions in the comments. I stream on Twitch and post artwork on Instagram. Links to both are in the Linktree link in the description. I also have my own Discord server filled with some wonderful people. Go ahead and check that out too if you want. Now, not only do I have a commentary channel, but I also have a gaming channel and a music channel. Links to both of them are also in my Linktree link as well. And with that, I hope to see you soon. Bye bye now!